Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday. I'd like to revisit a topic that I've presented before, which is the topic of your resume and how your resume sells you. Now, I know that it's been a while since I spoke on this topic, probably 2022 sometime, but I've seen a lot of posts on LinkedIn lately of people who are struggling to find a job, find work. And I know that there's a lot of work out there right now. And I think a big reason for it is that when a hiring manager or somebody who has a need is looking to hire somebody, reviews a resume, they're going to give that resume 10 to 20 seconds, maybe a minute, depending on how patient they are. And they're going to look at it. It's going to go in one of three piles, probably. This is a very promising candidate pile, a maybe if I don't have anything better, or right into the recycling bin. Now, obviously, those bins are probably electronic now, not actual physical bins, because the resume they're looking at is also probably on their screen and not on a piece of paper, which I think is a disadvantage to a candidate who's looking for a job, because if it's printed out on paper, I know in the past I would make notes on resumes and then I would go back and review those notes. So ultimately, when we look at that resume, I think that people in general look at the process of creating a resume as a one and done kind of thing. And then they update it accordingly when they finish a project, when they complete an assignment, when they leave an employer, when they achieve a certification, complete training, whatever it might be. But every now and then, it's a really good idea to kind of review your format and identify whether your resume really matches up to what great resumes look like today. What we did 3 years ago may not be the same now. So it might be time to update that and refresh that. And I encourage you to seek somebody out who specializes in doing nothing but writing resumes for people. Now, I don't encourage people to get creative and doctor a resume with things that aren't true. I've seen a couple examples recently where there are resumes that are full of false information. That's the last thing you want to do. But ultimately, make sure that resume is pristine and perfect. Make sure there aren't any grammatical errors, make sure there aren't any spelling errors, make sure there's very consistent formatting. That's just the first piece. After that, I think the most important thing is understanding that you should almost tweak or tailor your resume specifically to the job you're applying for. So as an example, you might be applying to work for an owner who wants a safety professional to oversee construction of a solar project or a wind energy project. It might be that you're applying with a contractor to work on a turnaround in a chemical plant. It might be that you're applying for a job to work as a safety person on a commercial building. Whatever it might be, those three examples or four examples are very different jobs that may have very different requirements. So what I would encourage everybody to do is take a look at the job posting, look at the requirements that are laid out on the kind of experience they're looking for, the kind of qualities and traits they're focused on, maybe certifications, and really highlight in your resume those things that meet their criteria. Because that one size fits all resume is not going to paint you in the light oftentimes that says this person is a great fit. So as an example, I know that we have a job right now where we're looking for somebody with a significant amount of environmental haz waste and a little bit of industrial hygiene experience. And many of the resumes I've looked at so far say, I'm a oil and gas turnaround safety person, and I've worked in all these different chemical plants and refineries. But it doesn't say anything about how any of that experience applies to this specific need of haz waste, Superfund, environmental. Now, I guarantee you that those candidates who have done turnaround work have probably worked with direct reading instrumentation. Maybe they've worked with sampling pumps, detector tubes for different types of chemicals. Maybe they've dealt with different types of environmental issues. So there's probably experience there, but unless you connect those dots and put it together, that resume is more than likely going to go right into the garbage pile instantaneously. So ultimately, the message is is look at the job, look at their requirements, tailor your resume specifically to what they're looking for, and sell yourself better. I guarantee you'll get those jobs. But, without doing that, it's very hard, even for us. We're masters of manipulating the resume to the job and being able to highlight the key points of your experience. But regardless of that, it's really key that we do the best we possibly can to give you the best opportunity to win that opportunity. So hopefully that helps. If you'd like a resume template, feel free to reach out to us, info@iss-safe.com. We'd be happy to send you a resume template. And if we can help in any way, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to talk with you. We'll see you next Monday. Hopefully this is helpful. Bye-bye.